Welcome to Math with Mr. J. In this video, I'm going to cover how to work through elapsed time problems. We will need to figure out the elapsed time, start time, or end time. We'll go through 4 examples in total. 2 where we need to find the elapsed time, 1 where we need to find the end time, and we'll end with 1 where we need to find the start time. And we'll use number lines to help us with these. Now remember, elapsed time is the amount of time that passes from the start of an event to the end. Basically, elapsed time is how much time something takes. Let's jump into our examples, starting with number 1, where we have Kevin and his friends started a movie at 6:30 p.m. The movie ended at 8:10 p.m. How long was the movie? Now, when it comes to elapsed time, we always have a start time, an end time, and then the elapsed time. Depending on the situation, we may need to figure out the start time, end time, or elapsed time. Here, we are given the start time, 6:30 p.m. We're also given the end time, 8:10 p.m. We need to figure out the elapsed time, how long the movie was. Let's use the number line to help us figure this out. We always put our start time on the left, so 6:30, and then the end time goes on the right, so 8:10. The space between the start time and the end time is the elapsed time. This is what we need to figure out. Now we need to work from the start time to the end time. So how do we go from 6:30 to 8:10? Now, can we count by 1 minute to go from 6:30 to 8:10? Sure, we could, but that's going to take a long time. Could we count by 5 minutes or even 10 minutes? Sure, we could do that as well. And both of those options are better than counting by 1 minute, but we have a better option to start off with. 6:30 to 8:10 is more than 1 hour. So let's start by moving ahead 1 hour from 6:30. Let's make a 1 hour jump from 6:30. So 1 hour here, and that will bring us to 7:30. That 1 hour jump gets us much closer to our end time while keeping our work simple. Now from 7:30, we need to work to 8:10. Can we make another hour jump? Well, a 1 hour jump from 7:30 brings us to 8:30, which is past our end time. So an hour is too much. We need to use minutes now since we are less than an hour from our end time. Since we're at 7:30, let's use a 30-minute jump to bring us to 8 o'clock. Looking to jump and hit exact hours, so 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and so on, is a helpful strategy. This gives us easier times to work with and can set us up for bigger jumps on the number line. So now we're at 8 o'clock. All we need to do is get to 8:10 now. That's going to be a 10-minute jump. We need to go ahead 10 minutes here, and that brings us to our end time of 8:10. Now we need to add up all of those jumps to find the total elapsed time. We have 1 hour plus 30 minutes plus 10 minutes. 1 hour plus 30 minutes gives us 1 hour and 30 minutes plus 10 minutes gives us 1 hour and 40 minutes. And that's our elapsed time. So 1 hour and 40 minutes. Now, before moving on to number 2, I do want to mention there are different strategies and ways to think through these. So there's not just one right way. For example, let's clear the minutes here. So I left that hour jump from 6:30 to 7:30, and now we need to go from 7:30 to 8:10. So for example, another strategy here, could we make 10-minute jumps Absolutely. So let's make a 10-minute jump from 7:30. That gets us to 7:40. Another 10 minutes gets us to 7:50. Another 10 minutes gets us to 8 o'clock. And then our last 10-minute jump gets us to 8:10. So we have 1 hour plus 10 minutes plus 10 minutes plus 10 minutes plus 10 minutes, which gives us our elapsed time of 1 hour and 40 minutes. So a different strategy there, but the same result. We get the correct elapsed time either way. And that's what's important. Let's try another example and move on to number 2. Taking a look at number 2, we have Jessie's flight took off at 7:15 a.m. Her flight landed at 11:40 a.m. How long was her flight? So Jessie's flight took off or started at 7:15 a.m. So that's our start time. And then the flight landed or ended at 11:40 a.m. So that's our end time. Let's figure out the elapsed time here, how long the flight was. We'll start with the start time and end time on the number line. So 7:15 and 11:40. Now let's make our way from 7:15 to 11:40. We'll start with a 1 hour jump and go from there. So 1 hour from 7:15 brings us to 8:15. Now going from 8:15, can we make another hour jump without going past our end time? Well, another hour will only bring us to 9:15. So that will work. So let's make another hour jump here, and that brings us to 9:15. Another hour will bring us to 10:15. So that will work. So 1 hour, and now we're at 10:15. Another hour jump brings us to 11:15. So that will work as well. So we need another hour. So a 1 hour jump here, and that brings us to 11:15. And we still haven't gotten to that end time. So we're at 11:15. Can we make another hour jump? Well, 1 hour ahead of 11:15 is 12:15, which is too far. That's past our end time. So we can't do another hour. We need to use minutes now. And again, there are different strategies here. Use what works best for you. Now, one strategy I like using is looking for jumps to half past an hour. So 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, and so on. This is just like using the exact hours. But again, we're looking at half past an hour. This gives us easier times to work with and can set us up for bigger jumps on the number line. So we can make a nice 15-minute jump here to hit 11:30. So if we go ahead 15 minutes, that will bring us to 11:30. Now we need to go from 11:30 to 11:40. That's going to be 10 more minutes. So we need a 10-minute jump. So a 10-minute jump here, and we hit that end time of 11:40. Now we need to add everything up for the total elapsed time. So 1 hour plus 1 hour is 2 hours, plus 1 hour is 3 hours, plus 1 hour is 4 hours, plus 15 minutes is 4 hours and 15 minutes, plus 10 minutes is 4 hours and 25 minutes. So our elapsed time is 4 hours and 25 minutes. That's how long Jessie's flight was. Let's move on to our next example. Taking a look at number 3, we have Maria started working on her science project at 9:20 a.m. Her goal is to work on it for 2 hours and 15 minutes. What time will she be done working? So we know the start time. Maria started working on her project at 9:20 a.m. And we also know how long she wants to work on the project, the elapsed time. That's 2 hours and 15 minutes. We need to figure out what time Maria will be done working, the end time. So basically, we need to work from the start time to figure out the end time. Let's go over to the number line and put our start time on our number line. Remember, the start time goes on the left side. Again, the start time here is 9:20 a.m. Now we need to work from that start time to find the end time. We're going to start by making 1 hour jumps, and then we will go through the minutes. So we'll start by making a 1 hour jump from 9:20. That brings us to 10:20. We need 2 hours in total here, so let's make another 1 hour jump. That brings us to 11:20. And those are our hours. We jumped 2 hours from 9:20, and we used two 1 hour jumps to do that. Now let's focus on the minutes. We need 15 minutes in total here. And just like we talked about with other elapsed time problems, there are different ways to think through these. I'm going to use 5-minute jumps here. And since we need 15 minutes, we need 3 5-minute jumps. So one 5-minute jump brings us to 11:25. Another 5-minute jump brings us to 11:30. And then our last 5-minute jump brings us to 11:35. And that's our end time. Let's double check our work here though and make sure we have 2 hours and 15 minutes. 1 hour plus 1 hour is 2 hours, plus 5 minutes is 2 hours and 5 minutes, plus another 5 minutes is 2 hours and 10 minutes, plus another 5 minutes is 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we are correct here. Maria will be done working at 11:35 a.m. Now, before we end, I do want to mention another strategy that we could have used with the minutes. Instead of doing 3 5-minute jumps, we could have started with a 10-minute jump to go from 11:20 to 11:30. Then we could have done a 5-minute jump to get us to that total of 15 minutes. So 10 minutes plus 5 minutes. And that gets us to that same end time of 11:35 a.m. So again, breaking that 15 minutes up into 10 minutes and 5 minutes works as well. Or we could have even done one 15-minute jump if we wanted to. So some different options there. But the important thing is that they all get us to the correct end time. Let's move on to number 4. Lastly, let's take a look at number 4 now. James ended doing yard work at 7:05 p.m. He worked for 3 hours and 20 minutes. What time did James start doing yard work? So we know the end time. James ended doing yard work at 7:05 p.m. And we also know the elapsed time. How long James worked for? 3 hours and 20 minutes. We need to figure out what time James started working. So we basically need to work backwards from that end time. Let's go over to the number line and put our end time on our number line. Remember, the end time goes on the right side of our number line. Again, the end time here is 7:05 p.m. Now we need to work backwards from that end time to find the start time. We're going to start by making 1 hour jumps, and then we will go through the minutes. So we'll start by making a 1 hour jump back from 7:05. That brings us to 6:05. Now remember, we need 3 hours in total here. So let's make another 1 hour jump. That brings us to 5:05. That's 2 hours. So we need one more hour jump here. And that brings us to 4:05. And those are our hours. We jumped 3 hours back from 7:05. And we used 3 1-hour jumps to do that. Now let's focus on the minutes. We need 20 minutes in total here. And just like we talked about with other elapsed time problems, there are different ways to think through these. So please keep that in mind and use what works best for you. I'm going to start by making a 5-minute jump back from 4:05 to 4 o'clock. Using exact hours like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and so on can give us easier times to work with. So that's something to look out for and use. Now we need to go back 15 more minutes to get to that total of 20 minutes. I'm going to make 3 more 5-minute jumps here. But again, there are different ways to do this. For example, we can make one 15-minute jump back from 4 o'clock. Again, I'm going to do 3 5-minute jumps. So another 5-minute jump brings us to 3:55. Another 5 minutes brings us to 3:50. And then our last 5-minute jump brings us to 3:45. And that's our start time, 3:45 p.m. Let's double check our work here though, and make sure we have 3 hours and 20 minutes. We have 1 hour plus 1 hour is 2 hours, plus 1 hour is 3 hours, plus 5 minutes is 3 hours and 5 minutes, plus another 5 minutes is 3 hours and 10 minutes, plus another 5 minutes is 3 hours and 15 minutes, plus our last 5 minutes is 3 hours and 20 minutes. So we are correct here. James started doing yard work at 3:45 p.m. So there you have it. There's how to work through elapsed time problems. I hope that helped. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, peace.